Hello.
Hey,
How are you?
Good. How are you?
kid.
Good, good. Obviously it's very bored being locked up, so it was great that your movie came out during this time. I think what's cool is you have large social media followings, so you've already had to kind of learn how to navigate the ins and outs, the good and the bad. So, do you think any of your personal experiences with that helped you prepare for this role?
Um, yes, I think that, just a lot of probably little things helped me from a personal experience, but I think more so it's like, just that needing to be loved, needing to be accepted, like so hungry for acceptance that at what point do you stop? Or at what point do you put yourself in harm's way or hurt yourself to get this acceptance that you're so badly looking for?
Mm.
And I definitely think that that's a very strong theme in my life. And I feel that way a lot. I also wrote that, I wrote about that in my book. And I think that that was one of the most realism parts that I could bring to Ariel was that realism aspect of this acceptance. This is bigger than a phone. This is bigger than just people seeing it as a like average. This is internal. This is inside the heart. Like, it's not just on the phone.
I mean, I think with my experience, it kind of goes more in line with the character that I played. Dean. Like, he doesn't really understand the world of social media as much, and I feel like that's kind of echoes where I was coming from. I'm not massive on social media, so I kind of wanted to like explore the idea of this, and I thought that like paired up well with the character. Like I could have never taken on the role of Ariel. Like that was, Bella fit that and brought something very specific and unique to that. And so maybe I could do a little bit of the opposite with Dean and just kind of like lack of knowledge or awareness on how to use the tools of it.
Well, I think you both complemented each other really well, and both of you have very young, impressionable fans who might be, and maybe they're not ready to see this movie, just because there are some other themes that maybe parents don't want them exposed to. But for those fans, what advice would you give them to make sure that they're not being caught up? Because I know in high school, if I had a movie like this, I would have seen social media in a much different way.
In what way would you have seen it?
I think I would have seen it as truly a game, and that's what the movie is kind of implying. And I wanted to believe it was pure and it was, innocent. But then I realized people would come up to me and be like, "Oh my gosh, you gained so many followers." And then when someone would come up to me and that's not what they said to me, I got down on myself. It was a very toxic way to look at Instagram. And I'm still
Mm.
guilty of it to some extent. I'm getting better, but if I had seen this movie, I think I could have seen at the end of the day, this is a game. So
You're awesome. How old are you?
thank you. I'm 23.
Oh yeah.
I look
You're,
about
you're,
but I'm 23.
you're super smart, super mature. I completely I couldn't agree more with everything you said. Uh, I I think that here's the hard part is that, right, is after watching the movie, you're like, oh, social media is terrible. Okay. Social media is not terrible. That's one thing we have to get out of our mind. It was built for this area of connection between worlds that couldn't be connected before, to be exploring others' cultures, to be learning about it, to be taking it in, digesting it, understanding it. And the problem with social media is us. That's the problem. It's the way that we feel about social media and about the standards that keep getting naturally built over time with social media as it becomes bigger and it takes over more and more platforms. And we as people use it in the wrong sense. We need to learn how to detach ourselves and look for that acceptance and that love inward instead of looking for it outward. having somebody come up to you and they're like, oh my God, you've got so many followers and it feels so good, because they're telling you, they're not saying you have followers. They're telling you, hey, so many people love you. They love you. By the way, you're loved. People like you a lot. And that is, no matter what, always going to feel good for us as human beings, okay? Because we want to be liked. We want to be loved so fucking bad. And learning how to detach those, just because people follow you doesn't mean that they actually love you. They probably don't really like you, and they're just following you for whatever reason, Exactly. And that's the part, like, where mentally we're getting it confused, in our own heads.
Yes. Oh, that's so important. You preaching to the choir of me and everyone else who has seen social media as a bad thing. So, Jake, do you have any other comments on that? I know Bella kind of said it all, but just.
Bella says it's so well. She's such a smart woman, especially on this topic. But I think I would just echo the same thing. Like, I just think if social media is to be used, or even with this film, we just wanted it to be thought-provoking. We wanted to just make people be introspective and maybe step away and be like, why am I using social media? Like, am I attaching my self-worth to it? Like, I shouldn't need to get this outward validation from it. And sadly, it's like the root of a more internal, bigger problem that kind of manifests in this way of acceptance and validation. And it can be dangerous, but like Bella points out, like, it's not inherently evil. There's a lot of positives that we can look at from social media. And I think that there just has to be a recalibration. There has to be like an epiphany made about how to use social media. And I think we're seeing more and more examples on the good of it and how it can be used to, spread awareness or and so I think that part of it is like, it's so powerfully good. And how can we like question that? So I hope the film, people will like take that part away from it and just think on it.
No,
very thought-provoking.
It is. And like you said, all of us, we need almost like a hard reset of social media and its purpose. So thank you both so much. I know you got more press to do, but it wouldn't be a complete interview if I didn't then ask you for your social media handles. So if you just want to give those, and then the one for the movie as well.
My social media handle is just at Bella Thorne, and Infamous's social media handle is at Ariel Infamous.
Which I love that.
Yeah, mine's just Jake Manley as well. Same thing.
Perfect. You guys keep it so simple. I love it. Well, thank you again. And everyone watching, I'll put the links in the description below. So make sure to check it out. It's available on demand and pretty much everywhere. Except Netflix.
Please go watch the movie right now. Go watch it right now. Stream it till your eyes bleed.
Amazing. Well, this was great, and thank you again. And everyone, make sure to check it out. Leave some comments, all that fun stuff.
Super nice talking to you.
You're
awesome.
You're both great. Very insightful.
Oh yeah.